Ever get stuck on whether to use me or myself? You're not alone. It's one of those tricky little grammar points in English, but honestly, the rule is way simpler than you'd think. So in this explainer, we're going to break it all down step by step. Okay, first things first. Let's start at the very beginning. What even is a pronoun? Well, think of them as little shortcuts. They're short words that stand in for nouns, mostly so we don't have to sound like a broken record. So instead of saying, I saw the cats, you can just say, I saw them. Easy, right?
Now here's the crucial part. Pronouns are kind of like chameleons. They literally change their form depending on the job they have in a sentence. And the most important question you have to ask yourself is this: is the pronoun doing the action or is it receiving the action? The answer to that question changes everything. So to really get this right, we've got to go back to basics. We're going to break down those two fundamental jobs a pronoun can have, being the doer or being the receiver. Think of it like this. Pretty much every action has a doer and a receiver. The subject pronoun is the doer. That's the one performing the action. And the object pronoun, that's the receiver, the one the action is happening to. Getting this distinction is the absolute key. All right, now that we've got that whole receiver idea down, let's zoom in on them. It's time to officially meet the object pronouns. These are the words we use when someone or something is on the receiving end of an action. And here you can see how they pair up. The subject I becomes the object me. He flips to him, she to her, and we becomes us. It's also worth pointing out that you and it actually stay the same. Just a little quirk of English you got to remember. So let's see this in action, right? In the nurse gave me a shot, who got the shot? Me. In the librarian told them to be quiet, who was being told to be quiet? Them. See the pattern? In every single one of these, the object pronoun is receiving the action from the verb. Okay, that all seems pretty straightforward, but it brings up a really important question. What happens when the person doing the action is the exact same person receiving it? You can't say, I gave me a haircut, can you? That just sounds wrong. So, what do you use instead? Well, the answer to that puzzle lies in a very special group of pronouns that are designed for this exact situation, the ones that literally reflect the action back. And here they are, reflexive pronouns. The name really says it all. You use them when the subject and the object are the same person or thing. It's like they hold up a mirror, reflecting that action right back to whoever started it. So this gives us a whole new set of pairs. I reflects to myself, and he reflects to himself. But hey, look closely at what happens with the plural ones. It's not ourself. The F sound changes to a VES, giving us ourselves and themselves. That's a super important detail to keep in mind. Okay, so we know what these things are, but when do you actually use them? Well, they tend to pop up in three main situations you really need to know about. First, and most obviously, is when the subject and object are the same person. Second is when you really want to add some emphasis. And third, you'll see them hanging out with a specific group of verbs pretty often. Let's take a quick look at each one. This is by far the most common use. In a sentence like, he looked at himself, he is both the one doing the looking and the one being looked at. The action just loops right back to the start. Same thing with the cat looking itself. Now, this next use is great for adding a little bit of power to what you're saying. When you say, I did the project myself, you're really stressing that you did it alone, without any help. Or saying, the president himself adds this extra weight, making it clear it was the top dog, not some assistant. And finally, some verbs are just natural partners for reflexive pronouns. You'll hear phrases like introduce herself,
enjoyed ourselves, and blame yourself all the time in everyday conversations. They just go together. All right, we've covered the big rules for both object and reflexive pronouns. Feeling pretty good about it? Think you've got it down? Let's find out. It's time to put that knowledge to the test with a quick little quiz. Question 1. Which of these sentences is correct? Is it A, B, or C? The answer is B, because the subject, she, is also the object, the person being looked at. We need that matching reflexive pronoun, herself. Okay, next up, fill in the blank. We cook dinner by, is it A, themselves, B, ourselves, or C, yourself? The answer has to be B. Remember, the reflexive pronoun always has to match the subject. Since the subject is we, the correct choice is ourselves. Here's a quick memory test. What's the reflexive pronoun for it? Is it A, itself, B, it, or C, its? Yep, this one's a straight check from that chart we looked at earlier. The correct answer is A, itself. Let's think about the job of the word here. In the sentence, she did the homework herself. What is herself actually doing? Is it A, B, or C? The answer is A. You could just say, she did the homework, and the sentence would be perfectly fine. That little word, herself, is added specifically to show emphasis, to make it clear she did it all on her own. And for our last question, which of these verbs often gets paired up with a reflexive pronoun? Is it eat, enjoy, or run? The correct answer is B. We don't really say eat myself or run myself, but it's super common to say I enjoy myself or we enjoyed ourselves. So let's wrap all this up with the one golden rule you need to remember. It's this simple. If the action is going out to someone or something else, you're going to use an object pronoun like him or them. But if that action reflects and comes right back to the doer, you have to use a reflexive pronoun like himself or themselves. That's it. And now, let's bring it all home. You know the rule, so why not put it into practice right away? I'll leave you with this question to think about. What's one sentence you can make about your day right now using the word myself? Give it a shot. Thanks so much for tuning in.